Hello class, today I want to talk to you about design concepts and what kind of things we can do to build towards good design. Okay, and this entails many different aspects. Okay, I just want to show you a quick picture and have you guys reflect for a minute. Okay, take a look at this. Check out the brand name. So this is a knee brace. What do you think about this this brand of knee brace? So just go ahead, pause the video a second, look at it for about a minute, and then reflect for a second. Okay, so hopefully you did pause your video for a minute. If not, do so now. Do it. Pause for a minute, reflect. All right, so you might have thought, what's with this name? When I first saw this, when I was looking for a knee brace on Amazon, I saw this one and I thought, loser. Well, I don't want a knee brace that says loser. And then I looked more closely and I say, oh, okay, it doesn't say loser. It says locks or however you pronounce that. But the fact is, our minds work in a way that it processes things really quickly and kind of like pattern recognition that we talked about. You know, things that we see very often, like a stop sign, that octagon, we immediately see stop. And when we see certain words, when they look like words to us, our mind automatically thinks it's that word, even if it has an extra letter, or sometimes if it's missing missing a letter. Okay, so things like this are related to design. The choices you make affect your product, and the choices you make in your infographics, for example, the design choices will affect how your infographic is seen to other people. Okay. Before I move on, I want you to think of what are other things you think about when we talk about design concepts. Okay, so again, pause your video give yourself 2 minutes this time and think about design concepts. Take a piece of paper if you want, draw out some words. What do we talk about when we talk about design concepts? Okay, do it now. Pause, 2 minutes. Okay, so now that you have some things written down on a piece of paper, let's look at, let's compare them with what I've written down. Again, this is not like a full list, but these are some things that might come up when you think about design concepts, things like font, color, functionality, feel, hierarchy, and you may have several others. Okay, so let's go over a few of these together. Here you can see an infographic about some design concepts. Now, I used to use this in class, but I've recently discovered that this isn't available online anymore. I don't know if it will be, if it's my current problem or not, but if you want, you can test it out. There are some good tips. But this sets us up for a nice activity. Okay, so let me just explain some of these concepts at first, and then we're gonna give you an activity where you're gonna actually find either an infographic or a web page that talks about design concepts, and you'll probably find some that kind of repeat a few of these concepts. Some might be a bit different, some might be a bit same. Okay, so let me just talk about a few of these, and I'll try to read some of them, and some I'll kind of go off memory. Contrast. Okay, so here we're talking about color and contrast. So when you choose colors, make sure that they complement each other. Okay, you probably learned in elementary school art that, you know, colors from the opposite side of the spectrum go well together: red and green, orange and blue. That's the type of thing. So this is what this is talking about: choosing colors that work well together, and also choosing things that when you put them together, they're easily visible. For example, light font on a dark background or dark font on a light background, that sort of thing, okay? Repetition talks about having a certain repeating theme. So, I don't know, if you're creating a document or an infographic, you might have like a repeating, shape, like circles around or squares around, or even like a repeating animal. I don't know, maybe you have like dogs, like a cute dog every once in a while, things that are repeated, okay? Arrangement, this talks about layout too. So where do you arrange things on your page? Does it have a logical order? Will people be able to follow it correctly? Do people kind of look in the right place? Okay. I don't remember what this one is. I don't remember. Now, organization, I think it also talks a little bit about layout, where things are arranged on your page or on your infographic. Negative space, I might post something apart from this, looking at logos, looking at how people use negative space, forms that are there but you might not know about them, that sort of thing. So I'll mention that maybe in a separate activity. Typography, I think we've already talked about this in terms of fonts, choosing fonts that go well together, choosing fonts that are easily readable. That's all in typography. I think I have a whole separate section about typography that we'll deal with a little bit later. Okay, iconography. I think this kind of goes together with the last one, photography, and we've talked about this extensively, how images, icons are really important because we immediately recognize those things, especially icons that, like, let's just take something very simple like the bathroom symbols on bathroom doors, like the man and the woman, right? Those are icons. You don't have to say that one is a man and one is a woman. Obviously, the one with the big dress kind of thing is a woman. That's an example of using icons, using images to give a message, to convey information, okay? Photos are the same, a little bit more extensive. They're not just simple icons anymore, but photography, images, pictures can say a lot, okay? So using these types of things can help you design a good document, a good graphic, a good visual, good infographic. Okay, so design concepts. Now, the activity that I would like you to do is go on the internet and Google design concepts or good design or rules of design, something like that. Find either a document or a web page or an infographic such as this that do talk about various design concepts. And the first indication is you will find certain things that do repeat. For example, of what I've said, so you might find one that talks also about typography. You might find another one that also talks about contrast and color. But find one and share it in Moodle and describe it a little bit. Say why you think these are good tips, or if there's any particular tip in that infographic or in that page that you find really important, and we'll kind of compare with each other. Okay, so each student will post an infographic or a web page, and then we can kind of look at each other's and see what kind of design concepts kind of repeat between each of them. Okay, so I'll go ahead and post that in Moodle, and please do that activity.